Hey there, this is Tanaka Rodney Chindomu representing Golden Cloud Network, and we're back today. And today we're going to be talking about how to find a good research topic. So this video is directed towards all individuals who might have to find a research topic for something in their lives. It might have something to do with work. It might have something to do with school. It might have something to do with your personal life. Because let's face it, every day we need to make decisions. And to make good decisions, we need to carry out good research. And for us to carry out good research, we need to be able to find the best research topic. And in order to do that, you need to do the following things. Number one, the first step when carrying out a research is to finding your study population. A study population is a group of people that you're going to be focusing on for your research. Because, hey, why do we carry out research? We carry out research to solve problems. We carry out research to find solutions for human beings. Because at the end of the day, it's about us. It's about the individual. It's about the individual's family, friends, society, community. It's about growing and evolving as the human race. So we are usually solving problems for humanity. And humanity is classified. We are classified into different study populations. We may have men, we may have women, we have adults, we have children. So the first step is to be more specific on which study population you're going to focus on. Because the more specific you are, the more you can do. If you're generic, if you're less specific and vague, then you won't be able to do much, because every group has its own requirements. People have their own desires, like men and women, there's a difference there. That's why we're grouped, the populations are grouped for a reason. And the more you are specific with the group that you are dealing with, the better results you'll be able to produce. Okay, so when finding a study population, right, we usually prefer priority populations. These are populations which are vulnerable, because, hey, we're doing research to solve problems. That means that there is a gap in the lives of these people, right? These people are vulnerable in one way or another, because if they were solid, then we might not need to carry out a research. But if there's presence of vulnerabilities, then that provides an opportunity for us to come in and carry out research. So our study population has to be priority population in the sense that it has to have certain vulnerabilities that we want to address. That's the first step, finding your study population, and it has to meet the requirements that we just mentioned. Step number two, once you have your study population, okay, let's be more specific. Let's give an example. For example, pregnant women. Pregnant women are a study population. They are a priority population. Right, we now have pregnant women. What about pregnant women? The next step will be to identify problems. Identify a problem that is likely to be faced by pregnant women. This is something that you might have observed. This is something that might be well known. This might be something that might be upcoming and needs to be addressed. For example, pregnant women have to go through labor. And during labor, they might lose some blood. And this might not end well if the pregnant woman has not enough blood. If the pregnant woman is, say, iron deficient. If she is iron deficient, that means that she won't have enough blood to make it through labor. So that's a problem. That's something that we need to research on. That's something that we need to know more about, so that we can come up with necessary measures to protect and preserve the lives of our study population. So that's step number two, identifying a problem, identifying a way, finding a gap in which we can come in and contribute. It's all about contributing something. You might not have to invent the new light bulb. You might not need to invent the new iPhone, but it's all about contributing. The little that you contribute is a step forward progress. It's a step towards progress. And that's the beauty of research. That's the purpose of research, so that we can move forward progressively as humans. Not one person has to do it all. We all build from each other. Right, we have a study population. We have identified our problem. Step number three, the thing is, Research has to be evidence-based. We're not guessing. We're not wishing. We're not, imagining. This has to be real. And to be real, these information or this information, this data has to be proven. It needs proof. And it is usually proved by evidence. Evidence is something that is backed up by facts. For example, person A is stronger than person B because person A weighs 75 kgs, whereas person B weighs 53 kgs. Like, it's something that is known. Because this person weighs more, that means that, they are probably stronger. They are stronger than the other person because it is proven by their weight, right? Person A is older than person B because person A is 43 years and person B is 33 years. Age determines who is older. So there's a unit of measurement. What we're just trying to say here is that to have a conclusive topic or a conclusive subject, something that is solid, you need to have a unit of measurement which can be used to conclude certain arguments, and that can be used to prove certain statements. So, third step, finding a unit of measurement that can be used to carry out your research. Because without a unit of measurements, you don't have foundation. Units of measurements are the foundation at which we find information, in which we carry out research. For example, pregnant women, right? Our unit of measurement here can be the level of iron in their bodies. And this can be found by the level of hemoglobin that the person has in their blood. Hemoglobin is basically a unit of blood, that carries oxygen, and that unit has iron. It's just usually, let's just say it's a cup. It's a cup for iron. So we measuring the amount of hemoglobin someone has will help us see whether a person is iron deficient or not. You see, now we have something to shape our argument. Now we have something to direct what we're saying, what we're researching. So that's the third step of carrying out research. You need to have a unit of measurement which is conclusive, which is specific to what you're saying. And fourth step, context. The more context you have in a research, the better. Because, hey, things vary. The situation in Zimbabwe is different from the situation in Afghanistan. It's different from the situation in Tokyo. So the more context you have, the better. Because the more context will help us explain certain connections that can be present or certain differences that can be observed, right? Context is basically giving your study location. For example, iron deficiency in pregnant women in Zimbabwe, Bulawayo, at Mpilo Hospital. That's specific. That's context. And the context can help to explain certain differences because the results that you're going to get in Bulawayo are different from the results that you might get in Sydney, Australia. So adding context will help explain these differences and will help make certain connections and draw certain patterns that can help give us a clear picture in our research. So that's basically the 4 steps on how to find a good research topics. Study population, identify the problem, unit of measurement, adding more context. And after that, you can find your supervisor who can help you. You can get approval from your research board or council that will approve your topic, and you'll be good to go. You get your letter of approval, and then you'll be good to go. So research is not just for academic dissertations. Research can be used in making certain day-to-day decisions. For example, the type of medical aid that you want to choose for your family. Right? Using these techniques can help you identify the right choice of certain decisions that you have to make in your life. For example, identifying the medical aids that are present, right, in like medical aid is a type of insurance, like you're looking for insurance, health insurance. So you especially use your population in this context will be your medical aid that you're going to use. The problem that you're going to identify is cost. Maybe you have a budget of $100 a month. That's your problem. That's the budget that you're going to be using. And then in terms of unit of measurement, the cost of the different medical aids that are available in that region. And the fourth step context, maybe you have 4 people that you're trying to fit in that medical aid. So that's just one application of these basic research principles that you can apply in your day-to-day lives. So we're going to be talking more about research, but this is the first introductory video on how to find a good research topic. And the goal is to make sure that everyone knows how to carry out simple research so that they can improve the quality of their lives. This is Golden Cloud Network. I hope that you liked. If you did, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.